Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we're unpacking something absolutely fascinating: the architecture of celebrity influence. I mean, we literally see it everywhere, right? Every single day. But just imagine, for a second, a massive global pop star drops a highly anticipated new sneaker. Within minutes, boom, servers crash, inventory completely vanishes, and millions of dollars change hands just like that. But how does this architecture actually function behind the scenes? Like, what's the real structure holding up these massive, ubiquitous campaigns? We're not just talking about a famous face smiling for a camera here. We're looking at a highly sophisticated mechanism. So in this explainer, we're gonna dissect the core mechanics of marketing with celebrities, break down exactly how it operates in detail, why it succeeds despite our own common sense, and the whole strategic playbook behind it.
Okay, let's dive into this with a massive paradox. If we all know celebrities are paid to sell us things, why does it still work? Seriously, it's a glaring contradiction in human consumer behavior. We are entirely aware that the famous actor or, legendary athlete we're watching is engaging in a highly structured, heavily compensated transaction. We inherently know they didn't just casually stumble upon a luxury car or a new smartphone and decide to film a worldwide campaign for free just out of the goodness of their hearts, right? The financial motive is completely out in the open. Yet despite our absolute awareness of this fact, these campaigns still generate billions of dollars. To understand why we fall for it, we really have to look at the machinery operating just beneath the surface.
Section 1. The Business of Influence. Unpacking the financial mechanics.
Now, before we can truly grasp the psychology of the consumer, we've got to understand the reality of the money. How do celebrities actually lend their names to publicize products? Well, the source material gives us a very precise look at two distinct, highly structured categories of compensation. First up, we have the ownership stake. This is where the celebrity is actually taking equity in the brand itself. They become part owners. Think of a major star launching a tequila brand or a cosmetics line. They aren't just a hired gun. They're taking a calculated gamble on the brand's valuation. Their financial success is tied entirely to the long-term growth and eventual sale of the company. On the other side of the spectrum, we have royalty. This is a model where the celebrity is getting paid based directly on the goods sold. It's an immediate, volume-based cash flow. Every single time a signature sneaker or a bottle of fragrance flies off the shelf, they take a percentage cut. Both of these mechanisms are super powerful, and more importantly, they make the celebrity's bias completely visible to us as the public. We know they're deeply financially incentivized to tell us how great the product is because of that looming equity payout or that constant royalty check. So again, why do we buy it?
Well, here is the psychological resolution to our paradox. The power of association overcomes visible bias. This right here is the secret engine of celebrity marketing. Even though the financial bias is completely visible and frankly obvious to anyone paying attention, the marketing still works. It doesn't fail just because we know they're getting paid. And that is because the human brain prioritizes emotional connection way over logical financial reality. Our human desire to connect, to feel a bond with someone we admire, respect, or even just recognize is incredibly strong. It completely overrides our logical, rational awareness of the business transaction taking place right in front of us. We see the price tag, we see the paycheck, but the desire for that association wins out every single time.
So the crucial point is that consumers want to associate themselves with the celebrity. That is the core driver of this entire architectural structure. You aren't just evaluating the practical features of a product in a vacuum. No, you're being offered a bridge to the celebrity's world. Imagine purchasing a high-end fragrance endorsed by an A-list movie star. You logically know the liquid inside the bottle costs only a few dollars to manufacture. You aren't buying scented water. You're buying a microscopic fraction of their charm, their perceived sophistication, or their red carpet lifestyle. Purchasing the product feels like acquiring a small piece of that identity. The visible bias of the ownership stake or the royalty deal, it doesn't negate the marketing impact at all, because the consumer's primary goal is achieving that emotional and psychological association.
Moving on to Section 2, the Endorsement Playbook, Strategy for Participants.
Now that we understand the financial mechanics and the psychological power of association, we need to look at how participants actually learn to utilize these concepts in the real world. Building an effective campaign requires a very specific three-phase strategy, and this brilliantly illustrates the whole process. Step 1, choose the celebrity. This is the foundational decision. You have to find the exact right face whose persona perfectly aligns with the brand. A mismatch here, it creates major cognitive dissonance for the consumer. Step 2, choose the type of product that works. This is absolutely vital. Not every product can be successfully marketed with a celebrity. The product has to inherently make sense for an endorsement. Mundane utilities, like say paper towels or tax software, they often fail here because there's no aspirational identity attached to them. But lifestyle products, fashion, beauty, luxury vehicles,
They lean heavily into that deep desire for association we just discussed. Finally, step 3, communicate the message with the celebrity. Once you have the right person and the right product, you must craft exactly how that message is delivered to the public. Is it a subtle lifestyle integration or a direct, overt pitch? The communication has to be carefully calibrated to maximize that powerful psychological connection, which in turn drives those royalty sales or boosts that equity valuation.
Which brings us to our conclusion. Next time you buy a celebrity-endorsed product, ask yourself, are you buying the item or the association? It's a really fascinating thing to reflect on when you're standing at the checkout counter. As we've seen, the architecture of influence relies heavily on our deep, psychological desire to connect with the familiar faces we admire, completely overriding the visible, logical bias of their financial stakes. Thank you for joining me for this explainer. Keep this framework in mind the next time you see a famous face pitching a product, and you'll see exactly how the playbook is being executed right in front of you.